Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream. This is the second in the live stream series that I am running, and it's going to be a weekly occurrence. I'm super pumped to have you all here with me today. Everyone who was able to be here, thank you so much in advance. I really love these opportunities to connect with each of you. It's really special for me, and it's something that I enjoy doing very much. So welcome 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, so good to see you. Really grateful to have you here, my friend. And we'll kind of chat a little bit here as we kind of get going. Hopefully we'll have a turnout like last week. Ben, hey, good to see you, my friend. Glad to see you again. Ben was here last week too. Thanks so much for showing up again, my friend. This is awesome. Last week, hey, Deca, great to see you, my friend. Super pumped to have you here, dude. And as people keep strolling in here, we'll just keep chatting and giving people a little bit of time to get in and settled. A couple of weeks ago, actually, was the last live stream, and we had basically just a quick recap. If you weren't here, we basically talked a lot about growing on YouTube, focusing on things that make a difference and kind of what to do and how to tackle things and kind of having the right mindset with everything too. YouTube is a long-term game, and I've been saying that for a long time, and you know, you meet a lot of people who think that YouTube is just this kind of simple, like it's not that hard, you know, there's not much that goes into it and anyone can just make videos. But you know, we talked a lot about the fact that there's so much that goes into making videos and being a content creator. We mentioned that you had to essentially kind of roll all these careers or jobs into one. So YouTube is not easy. As we know, you know, use my channel as an example. I'm about almost 2 years into my channel now, and I'm still not monetized. You know, that's been my big struggle. I smashed the 1,000 subscribers easily, but given the nature of my type of content, my niche, people come in and just want quick tips a lot of the time. They don't really stick around for the whole video a lot. So watch time is my struggle. You know, whereas you go to another channel where watch time is very easy to accumulate. A good example is my friend Matt from Healing Melodies. Matt is an awesome dude, and he makes awesome music. His content is really good. His songs are just beautiful. He does them all himself. He is at like 10,000 watch hours, but he's still not at 1,000 subscribers, although he is now getting very, very close. So congrats to him. And so just a reminder, guys, as we're going through, as we're talking, just ask your questions, drop them in the live chat, and I'm going to do my best to say hey to everyone who comes in. I'm going to do my best to acknowledge everybody and my best to get your questions answered. You know, if you have questions, just drop them in, please. That's what helps keeps these discussions going. So today, really, this stream today is just about growing on YouTube. Honestly, that's what like probably 90% of these live streams are going to be. They're going to be discussions that are based on your questions, the things that you want to know, the things you're asking. So 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗏 actually asked a question right away, which is great. And 𝗕𝗘𝗟 is asking, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗏𝗧. 𝗕𝗘𝗟 is asking, is it okay to watch our own video in loop? And it's that's a tricky one, 𝗕𝗘𝗟, because what YouTube does now versus what they did 5-10 years ago is totally different. Back in the day, you could have put your video on a loop and YouTube only looked at the view. It didn't base things off of your actual location or ISP. The problem that you face now is YouTube is way too smart and sophisticated, and it knows your location and your ISP. So what that means is if you upload your video and then you put it on loop or whatever, or you put your own playlists on at home, YouTube knows you're doing that. It can tell. And so the problem is, 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗏, YouTube will then take that view time out. It won't accumulate for you. So the views and the watch time will not accumulate for you. And it doesn't matter if you try it on a different device. It's all by ISP. So you could be like, well, I'm just using my phone. YouTube knows. So, I know I have, and several others have extensively tested this to see, could it work? I know Ethan has over on his channel, and I know my good pal Tyler from 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗦, he's tried it. A lot of us have tried it just to test and see, did it work? It doesn't work. It may let you once in a blue moon get like 1 view or whatever, but it really doesn't work. And I tried it to see, like, would it work or whatever. I let like my list run a couple times for like a full day. No hours, no views, nothing. YouTube's just too smart these days, and they are able to tell. So it's not worth it. Now, if you're, oh, hey, Lauren, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Now, if you're, someone who has an opportunity where maybe you work in a different setting and it's a different ISP, in that case, you could put on your videos to play, and just put your playlists on and let it play and loop through as many times as you want. And I found that does work because it is a different ISP. It will work for you. So it's not really an issue from that standpoint. It's not something probably I'd recommend doing until you at least have quite a bit more content, because if you've only got a couple videos looping over and over, like, you have to keep going and resetting the playlist, and it's very tedious and boring to do. It's something I'd say wait until you've got 30 or 40 videos and you've got like at least 3 or 4 hours of total content. And then if you have an opportunity, or you have a friend who can go in and play your playlist for you, like, over and over. And one of the reasons that's good is because even though, like, it's just to say that friend giving you the play over and over, the reason it's good is YouTube's registering that someone is watching. And because they're watching video after video, it will actually give your channel a boost and start to pump it out to more and more people, which will help draw in new people and get more people interested in your content. So if you have a good friend or two who are in another location and they're willing to do that for you, it's something I'd say go for it. But I would say, Liko, wait until you get at least a few hours worth of content to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, it's like, no friend is going to go in and hit your videos to play for 20 minutes and go and do that for you 10 times a day. It would be exhausting. Welcome to everyone else who's just kind of coming in here. And drop in your questions, ask anything you want along the way. Really, the direction of these live streams is really going to be facilitated by your guys' questions. So we're going to have topics and lots of things we discuss week by week, but a lot of the direction that the stream goes will be based on your questions. So thanks for the great question there, Liko. I hope that answers your questions a little bit more. And just in terms of getting more watch time, I mean, yes, your time would accumulate more if you had a friend or two who were watching your videos and looping it in that regard. But again, wait until you've got, at least a few hours worth of content to make it worthwhile. Lauren said 5 minutes late. That's okay, Lauren. I appreciate you coming, whether it's, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the whole thing. And that's another thing. We won't ever know week by week how long exactly each stream will be. My goal is to make it about an hour each week, but some weeks it may be longer. Like 2 weeks ago, we did an hour and a quarter. And some weeks maybe it'll be 45 minutes. But today I'm hoping for about an hour. I think that gives a good amount of time for people to come in and ask questions and hang out, and we can talk and have great discussions together. So, and Lauren's asking if I watch your playlist, will it count? Yes, Lauren, it will. Absolutely. Because YouTube bases it on ISP. So I cannot go watch my own playlists here at my house because there's no point. YouTube knows my ISP. I won't get anything. But if you guys put my video playlists on loop, then it all counts. It all registers. And even if you played it every day, day after day after day, it all still accumulates and helps my channel that way, for sure. Ben says, I remember someone said it could be illegal to watch our own videos on different accounts. I don't think it's illegal, Ben. It's not like if you do it, you're getting arrested. YouTube is just too smart. It just disregards your viewing and your watching. Like, you can't put it on like your laptop, your desktop, 3 mobile phones, and an iPad, because YouTube knows it goes by ISP these days. So it will just totally disregard everything. I don't think that they would come down on you and punish you or anything. They just simply would remove the views or the watch time. They don't let you have it. That's all. Deka asks, do you have any advice about face reveals? I'm more and more thinking about making face cam, but I never did that before. Should I train myself for a while or go all in directly? That's a great question, Deka. And I've seen that come up with a few people before who were like apprehensive. They're like nervous, a little scared. Like, should I show my face? I've seen some people be really successful not ever showing their face at all. For the most part, though, I feel like the connection is way better when people do have a face to go with. So if they don't see it in your channel art or your about page or somewhere in the designer layout of your channel, it can be a really good thing to show your face, even if it's just once in a while for a video and you do like a face reveal and then occasionally you show up again. It really does help people connect to you. But that being said, some people are really scared to do it, to go on camera. They're nervous, right? Like, you're scared of maybe what people will think or what they'll think of you or how you look or your personality. Like, all I can say, Deka, is if you're excited about the idea of doing it, but you're a little nervous, exactly what you said, practice a bunch first. I've talked about this actually in older videos that I've made where just going in, and I know it sounds silly, but going in front of the mirror and practicing your facial expressions. I made one like at the end of last summer. It was on being confident, where I did like a clip of the silly song with like 10 of my stupid facial expressions. But that stuff helps, because then once you get more confident and more comfortable doing that, it really starts to make a difference to your confidence level, and you start to realize, hey, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, I'm pretty good at this. So I would say, like, if you're interested, don't necessarily go all in on like the first take, because you will probably be really nervous. But if you're doing it like just as a video, don't even worry about it. Do 100 takes if you have to, and pick your favorite one, the best one. Nobody's ever going to know you did any of the other stuff. So it doesn't matter if you look silly or you make mistakes or whatever, because you're editing and you're cutting those clips so that it just flows together beautifully, and no one's ever going to know that you made any mistakes unless you leave them in as bloopers, which also is a big plus for a lot of people, because they realize, hey, this person's human. Like, they don't mind looking silly or doing silly things in front of the camera. And I'm the same. Like, I do silly things sometimes, and I'm like, I'll just leave it in for the video. Like the one I made about being a YouTube guru there like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. I was in the middle of filming, and you see me pause. There's a part with like this banging that's happening. And it was the next door neighbor, like, they moved out and someone was moving, and the landlord was in just doing some hammering and stuff. And it happened to show up right in the middle of my video. So I just went with it. That was totally like an ad-libbed thing. And I was just like, because I was actually kind of annoyed, because I was like, it was perfect all morning. As soon as I start filming my video, I start hearing hammering. And I was just like, and then when I realized after, when I was in the editing, I was like, actually, that's really funny, because I look mad and I'm supposed to be this like super calm guru and, at peace and stuff. And I was like, but I throw in those little bits, right? So I didn't care that it looked silly or whatever. I used it to my advantage. And you can do the same to make people laugh. And the humor aspect really makes it relatable, Deka. So thanks, dude. Great question. 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗘, hey, welcome. Super good to see you again, my friend. 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗘 is one of my newer subscribers, and she's been such an awesome commenter along the way, leaving me lots of comments, and she was here last week for the live, so thanks again for joining, 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗘. Really happy to have you here. Alex, dude, what's up? Good to see you, man. Alex is one of my longtime old school subscribers as well, from a long time ago. And Bo Pipple, welcome, my friend. Great to see you. I'm really happy to see you, man. And we're going to get to more questions here, guys. Just if you wanted to let you know, if you are new here, if if it's your first time here in the live or on this channel, welcome. Super happy to have you. These live streams are going to be hopefully a fairly consistent weekly occurrence. We didn't do last week just because it was my son's birthday. We had an awesome birthday party for him, but we are going to be having these every week. We're going to be talking about how to grow on YouTube, answering all your questions, all sorts of stuff, because this channel is all about helping people the best that I can, and it's all about you guys. So I'm super grateful for the questions and the comments, the discussion, and everything. It's really awesome to have that close-knit community, and you guys make this channel and making my videos fun. If it wasn't for you guys, like, making my stuff wouldn't be half as much fun, because I know when I'm making like this week's video, that was super fun for me to do, and next week's video is also a really fun one. And I figured, you know what, like, there's a lot of people doing YouTube tips, YouTube tutorials, YouTube training and teaching, but nobody's doing it in a satirical, like, sarcastic way, like almost kind of like I'm making fun of myself as I go here too, because I'm being genuinely, serious about how to grow on your channel, but at the same time, like, it's got to be fun. Like, come on, we don't have to take this serious. We're not saving the world here, people. We're just making YouTube content, So Ben asks a question here. How do you feel about those people with the name legit subbing? Oh, Ben. Legit subbing everyone who's subbing to me, or one sub before 2022. They can spam or make inappropriate names against YouTube's guidelines. Yeah, Ben, like, it's super annoying, dude. Honestly, I can say, like, I don't really get that on my channel anymore. When I first started, I got a lot of comments from people like that, and I think new channels face that. I think new channels face that struggle where they're, they are, because they're new, people are coming in, and, like, when I first started, man, I'm telling you, I used to get so many comments from people, like, asking me for shout outs. Like, I don't even know who they are. They've never said hello, never introduced themselves. And I remember one dude, like, he had put on was like my first or second video, he was like, shout out, give me a shout out. And I was literally like, that is so stupid. I have like 6 subscribers. Like, why would I do that? That's the dumbest thing ever. And so those comments where you see it, and I see it on a lot of other channels, but I don't really let it on mine. Like, I've filtered out a lot of those comments over time, so people don't really leave them too much on my channel anymore. But I don't like it because it's sub for sub, and I've made videos on that. I've made several videos on that topic too. You guys know how I feel about sub for sub, and it is against YouTube's terms of service. If you're gonna do it, like, nobody can stop you from doing it, but you're just hurting your channel. You're just hurting yourself. Not only, is it a waste of time, resources, effort. Let's say you get to 1,000 subscribers. You've got, like, literally, like, 2 people watching your video. It's just, what's the point? And then YouTube will actually punish your channel and stop promoting it because nobody is watching your content. So you're really just shooting yourself in the foot if you do sub for sub. It's not worth it. It's really not. And not only that, let's say you do sub for sub all the way to 10,000 subscribers and it took you like 2 years to get there, and then YouTube busts you and says, no, you're doing sub for sub, we're deleting your channel. You just wasted 2 years for nothing. And it's embarrassing. I mean, I remember one channel I found, I was like, oh, this channel looks interesting. I took a look, and it had over 50,000 subscribers. And I went, and when I go in, I always go to their video playlist to see how many views are people getting, and what's their popular stuff. And this channel had over 50,000 subscribers, and every single video had like 40 views, 60 views, 35 views. I was like, whoa, 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 like something's not right here. And I was looking, and yeah, like legit 40 or 50 views and no comments on 20 videos. And then there'd be one video that would have like 100 comments, but they would be 100 with no account associated with it. It would be like cool, awesome, neat. They're bot comments, right? So you can tell that this person who was doing this channel literally bought 50,000 subscribers, which are not real people, and they bought all these comments, which were not real comments, to make a video look cool or whatever. But it was pretty sad. So no, I'm against it 100%, and I don't allow sub for sub stuff on my channel. As soon as I see someone doing comments like that, I just delete the comment. And if they're persistent and they come back, I've ended up having to block a number of people, because I don't want that. I want everyone coming in to have a safe community, a safe place to be. I want everyone to have a place where they can come and share ideas and thoughts and network, but in a genuine way, right? Like, we should be supporting each other in a genuine way, right? So great question, dude. Thank you so much for that. Let's see here. What other kind of awesome questions do we have? Looks like we have really great ones here. Bo asks, can you run a computer off of your router watching your own videos 24/7, or do they notice that you're watching them off of another device in your house? I think with that, Bo, like Liko kind of asked a question about watching your own videos and looping videos and stuff at the very start there. I think with that, like, the only way that would work is if you had a totally different ISP. I'm not a computer networking specialist, so I don't know how you'd set that up exactly. But it's probably a little risky, given that it's at your home base with your ISP. My friend, I don't know 100%. And I don't know if that's something I'd really want to try myself, just because, you could run into maybe some logistical issues, or maybe YouTube recognizes something's not quite right. Like, I don't know. That would be a bit risky to try. If you wanted to try and have your videos looping, or to build up some watch time, your better bet would be like if you either had a friend who didn't mind putting it on for you every day, or you work in a place where it's away from your place, a different ISP, and you could put it on in the background of your computer in the office or something. That might be a better strategy. Ultimately, in the long term, that's not necessarily bringing you views from necessarily new people as you're doing it, but YouTube will register in those cases, that there is someone watching, the videos are looping, and they're going to the next and the next, and it will give you a boost to your channel, which will draw in more new people. So that can be advantageous, especially too, like if you're trying to build up that watch time and get yourself to the 4,000 hours, right? After the 4,000 hours, I'd say don't worry about it as much, because YouTube will really start to promote your content a lot more once you reach monetization. And I know that there's not proof for that, but I'm telling you, I've literally studied and come across hundreds of channels where it's been the case. As soon as they're monetized, guess what? All of a sudden, they start getting way more views, way more people coming in, way more growth. And it stands to reason that YouTube would promote you more, because they're now able to make money off of you. So great question, Bo. I don't know. I don't want to definitively say, my friend. But if you try it and see what happens, come back in a future stream and let us know. I do want to get to the point where I actually have guests on. I'm working on how to figure out that setup, that part of the setup. This stream is going to be expanding into lots of new areas and other things as we go. We're eventually going to be doing live channel reviews as well. I want it to be worth your guys' time for that as well. So, while we've only got getting going here in the first few weeks and first few months, 10, 15, 20 people a live stream coming in, as we keep going and as we keep growing, please keep letting your friends know, keep letting your other content creator friends know, get them to come and join in, because it would be way better to have 50 or 100 people in here who could then get you a bit of exposure as we do a live channel review. But that would be super fun, and I want to have guests on as well. I want to have some of you guys, if you're interested in coming on as a guest as well, helping me maybe do a live channel review, or helping me with a discussion about a topic, or answering questions as well. And it's a great way for you to get more exposure too. So I would really love that. 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, yes, I am planning on doing a live stream setup video. Actually wanted kind of a bit of feedback from you guys on what you'd like to see in terms of, would you like a longer video that goes into the live stream setup as well as the equipment and the gear that I have, or would you like, or what would kind of you prefer, or would you like a short video that's really snappy, quick, and to the point, but doesn't really go as extensively into it as I could? Let me know in the comments after this stream is over. Come back in the comments and leave those comments and let me know, please. Yeah, let's look at a few other questions here. And Ben makes a good point about the bots. Yep, absolutely. I'm trying to just keep up with the chat here too. It's going, and I'm trying to make sure I don't miss stuff, but obviously that's not easy sometimes. Abby, welcome, my friend. Great to see you, dude. Super happy to have you here, man. Abby is an awesome content creator. He does Rubik's Cube and everything with Rubik's Cube stuff, and has a really neat channel. And one thing I really admire about Abby is he's a young guy, but he's really serious about his content on YouTube. And just the changes I've seen him make in his channel as he's been here the last kind of 6 months. And so and then when I check out his channel, I'm like, whoa, he upgraded his thumbnails, they look so much better. Wow, he has better channel art. Wow, and he's serious about it. And it's kind of cool to see a young person be like that. You don't find too many younger kids that are like that. So great job, Abby, on all that stuff. Let's see, what else do we got here? Let's see. Lauren Berger, my friend Lauren, asks, if you plan on having millions of subs, then it is a privacy issue. Since your face is well known, if you're okay with being filmed by others in public, go for it. Yeah, that's a great point too, Lauren. Very good point that you shared there. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I love reading your guys' comments. It makes the stream fun and interesting and dynamic. So thank you so much for that. And I'll do my best to get to as many questions as I can. I'm sorry if I miss some questions. I can't get to them all, obviously, but do my very best. CJ, the Bald Gamer, welcome, my friend. Great to see you, dude. CJ's a good pal of mine. We have a lot of offline discussions. And CJ's a great supporter. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that. Let's see what else. Deca said, I got lots of shout-outs over the last year, but in my opinion, the only important ones were the ones I didn't really ask for and was totally focused on my channel, like a community post, and also collabs are cool. Yeah, that's a great point too, Deca. When we ask people for shout-outs, like I say, people have asked me for them before. I don't typically do them a lot unless it's in, like, say, the community collab video, or when I want to do it because I know someone's got something that pertains to what I'm doing or talking about, or the video I'm making. I think I agree with you on that, Deca. I think that's way more valuable than trying to just get people to do, like give you a shout out, right? Like, if it's not relatable or it's not related to what's going on, like, it's almost kind of like, like nobody cares. But if somebody does a shout out for you on their own, like they go like, oh wow, I really like this person's content, or I love what they're doing, it has a lot more meaning, and they'll be more passionate about sharing it. And it's not just like a shout out where it's like, hey, go visit this channel. It's like they're actually talking about it, right? And so, for example, for me, one of those is my good pal Tyler from Teach Me Golding. Tyler's a great friend, and he's been like super inspirational for me. We've had some awesome discussions about YouTube, about growing on YouTube, and all this neat stuff. And when I talk about Tyler and his channel, it's genuine, and it's way better than if he just came to me and said like, oh, can you just give me a shout out? Like, especially if you don't know the person, right? There's a big difference when you're friends with somebody too, and you've taken the time to invest in building a friendship or a relationship, versus like just going to a blind channel and saying, dude, give me a shout out. Like, why would they? You know what I mean? And collabs are cool, dude. I agree 100%. That's something I'm big on, and we'll talk a lot more about collabs in the future. Collabs are super fun. Again, like, we could get into tons of discussion about collabs. That's not really the topic for today. But in the future, we will talk about collabs, and they are a great way to grow your channel. They're a great way to meet new people. They're a great way to get more exposure. And they can work really well if it's the right setting and the right thing, right? But we'll dive into that as a topic maybe next week, maybe the week after, but we'll see kind of what you guys, topics you want. After the streams are over each week, please come back in just quickly into the comments and leave your comments on any questions that didn't get answered, or anything that you want. Leave me comments on what topics you want to see covered, and just in general, anything you want to share, networking, and and continuing to support other content creators as well. And CJ asks me, how am I doing? I'm good, my friend. Thank you so much for asking. I was last week, it was our son's birthday, so we had a pretty special weekend with that, and really excited to be back live streaming today. And so thanks, dude. How are you doing? Alex, that's funny, man. Your principal is wondering why there's 3 smartphones and 2 iPads in your locker playing your videos on a loop all day. That would be hilarious, man. And Lauren says, sorry, Tim, I have no friends. Oh, no, Lauren, I'm your friend. I'm sure you have friends in here. I don't have too many friends either. I have a handful of close friends, and that's it. But I feel for you. Yeah. Hey, Frank, welcome, my friend. Great to see you again. Awesome. Frank was here last week too. Thanks for showing up again, Frank. Really appreciate that, my friend. It's really good to have you here. And pay attention to what Frank says. He drops in lots of little nuggets and gems along the way, and they're always really good. And he's right. It's about small changes over time. And that's a very good point too. Like, my channel, just using as an example, because, I know mine the best, right? When I started, I was here, and then I kind of veered to here, and then I kept making changes and stuff, but it's small changes over time. It was like last summer I realized, okay, now I'm at the point where I'm making more new content, but my thumbnails are feeling really old and outdated at that point, a year and a half, and I thought I need something that brands my channel better, that stands out better, that's more me. That's when I designed and came up with my new thumbnail style, and I got so many positive comments from people who loved the new thumbnail style, and I was like, this is great. So but it was one change, and that took me about 3 weeks to do. I did a few every day for about 3 weeks to get all. At that point, I think I had about 65 or 70 videos, and then I've been working on updating other things and channel art, and now I'm working on updating old videos and putting in new pinned comments to link to the next video to create that watch trap to help try and build that time and that funnel, right? So there's lots of little changes that we're making over time, and all of these little things lead to more and more growth. But remember, because YouTube takes a long time, and because it is such a long-term investment, you're not going to just start YouTube. I mean, that, 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗓, or a channel like that where literally someone goes to 1 million subscribers in a couple of days, a few days, is like literally like 1 in 10 million odds. Like, it's ridiculous. It almost never happens. It's very rare. And even some of the overnight successes that you see, you're like, oh man, they just started. Well, a lot of times there might be newer, but a lot of times they've still been making content for 6 months or a year, and they just finally had a video that blew up, right? So Liko asks, which website do I use to make thumbnails? That's a great question too, Liko. Personally, for me, I use Canva. I have a Canva Pro account, so I have some extra features with it that you get versus the free version. The free version is still awesome, and you can actually get a couple of other free tools like background remover if you want to do that and then import a picture and use it to make a thumbnail. Whereas the Pro account has background remover built in, so it just cuts out a step. It's a really good value. I think it's like $10 a month, if I remember, or $12 a month, or you get it for $120 or something for a year membership. I love Canva. Absolutely love it. And, if I had Photoshop or something like that, I would probably use that too, but Photoshop is way more expensive to use. It's also much more challenging. So I would say, Liko, if you're looking for something free, your channel is pretty new too. So I would go with Canva. Get used to using it. There's a lot of features you can use without a Pro account, and a lot of things you can do to circumvent things as well, like with background removers, and there's free tools online. Like, you can do a lot with just the regular version of Canva. And also, Liko's asking, how do I get recommended more? The best way, Liko, is honestly keep making content. It's not really a secret. Maybe a big YouTuber would charge you like $5,000 to know that, but I'm not going to charge you, don't worry. Just keep making content. It's the best way. The more content you make, the more topics you cover, the more things you do, the more YouTube is going to promote your channel into those avenues and those streams to get people to your channel. And that's really all I can say. Just keep making content. Don't stop. Just, I'm to blame for my own momentum being killed because I took a long break. Well, after I'd started, I took a break for like 8 months. And at the time I had almost 2,000 subscribers, and I killed my momentum. Don't kill your momentum, Liko. Keep going. Tyler, welcome, my friend. There's my good pal Tyler from Teach Me Golding. Thank you, dude. Tyler told me the first time he saw my thumbnails, he was like, oh, dude, those are fire. And I appreciate that so much. And Tyler is a good friend and someone that I consider myself blessed to be my friend. We have had a lot of awesome discussions. We're always talking back and forth, emailing. We work on collabs together. We have a really funny collab coming for my channel, hopefully in a few weeks. If Tyler gets a chance to do kind of his side of things, he's also a busy guy, but I'm excited about it because it is going to be very, very funny. I worked on writing a really funny script, and it's going to be an interview style with him. Essentially where I am insulting his channel the whole time, and I'm really excited to see what happens and what direction we go with that. If you guys are enjoying the comedy aspect of my videos too, please let me know. Continue to let me know, because I love doing that, and for me, it's just fun and it's exciting, and I like it. What is Frank saying here? Thumbnails are critical and an area I need to work on. And yeah, and it's good, Frank, because a lot of times we make our content, we make stuff, and then we go, oh, I think my stuff's awesome, and we stop there, right? But we have to keep on looking at ourselves. Like I said before, and Tyler and I have talked about this, about being your own harshest critic. You really need to look at your content week by week and look at the discussions you're having with people. Look at your subscribers are telling me. Suzanne, filming with me, welcome, my friend. Great to see you. And thanks so much for coming. This is awesome. You really need to continue to have those discussions with your audience. And when they're telling you things, listen to what they're saying, okay? Like, I have people that leave me comments, and sometimes I'm like, I really want to do that. I so want to do that. It's just the time factor sometimes, right? Full-time job, family, lots of things going on, right? And other projects and other videos. Like, it's not easy. Balancing all that stuff is not easy. If you are single and you do not have children, then honestly, like, that's the best way for you to just pump out content and do tons of stuff. But most of us are in, in a slightly different position with that stuff. But, what I'd say is just keep on doing your best with that you can. I love seeing your guys chat in the chat log here too, how you guys all interact with each other. It's awesome. It means a lot. And I'm really glad that there's a place where everybody can come and learn together and hang out and talk. And it's awesome. And Lico's also asking if I make one video per week, is that okay? That's totally fine, Lico. If that's all you can get into your schedule, that's fine. If it was one every 2 weeks, that's okay as well. If you get to a point where you can make 2 videos or 3 videos, that's okay. The more you put out early on, the more YouTube will promote your channel. I don't know if you guys have seen the statistics I posted a little while back, or maybe I didn't post it and I was going to, or I talked to people about it. I don't remember. But, in terms of your video ratios, it typically takes hundreds and hundreds of videos to get like your first 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers. Now, some people do a lot faster. Like, my channel grew to over 1,000 very quickly, but it does take typically a lot of videos to get there. The average channel, because TubeBuddy did a bunch of statistical analysis, the average channel to get to 1 million subscribers has literally something like 1,300 videos. So that tells you right there that YouTube is not like when you're early on and you've only made 10 or 20 or 50 or even your first 100 videos. I'm not at 100 yet. And so I'm not in my mind expecting there to be way bigger results. And that's one of the biggest things we set ourselves up for to be disappointed with is our expectations are this, but the reality is this. And so, just all I'd say is if you're making one video a week, Lico, stick with making a video a week at least. Don't stop. Don't skip weeks. And if you are going on vacation or you feel like, oh, I'm getting a little burned out, I just want a break, make a few short videos ahead of time that you can upload everything and have it all ready to go, and then give yourself a break for a few weeks. That's often what I do. I will batch stuff in batches of 5 to 10 videos and get it all done and ready, and then I give myself a break for a month or 5 weeks. Well, it gives me time to do lots of other stuff. Suzanne said, filming with me says, so true, Tim. I try a lot of different things on YouTube to see what works, but it always comes down to uploading more content. 100%, Suzanne. Suzanne has a really good kids channel. So again, she's a really good resource for you to ask questions. Head to her channel. And filming with me is kind of her, I guess you would agree, Suzanne, like your side channel where you're doing YouTube tips and tutorials as well. And her channel's really good, and she's got a lot of great content, lots of information to share. And she's right. It comes down to more uploading more content and being consistent with your content. And any big YouTuber who's telling you these days that, consistency isn't important, it doesn't matter, that's 2 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever, it's baloney. It still comes down to being consistent. And if you post a video and then you don't for 2 months, and then you post 3 and then you don't for a month, like, YouTube does not know what to do with your content. So you've got to be consistent. And now, since last summer to now, I'm noticing that I'm actually starting to get more and more consistency. with YouTube promoting my channel more and more. My growth the last 6 months has been almost dead in the water. But now it's finally starting to grow a little bit again because I was being punished because I was away for so long. So, Suzanne asked the question, how many people here are working 40 plus hours a week and still trying to grow their YouTube channel? Me. Full-time job, young kid, and I know a lot of us have kids and everything, and you know, we do the best we can. It's not easy trying to balance all those things at all. And Lauren says, the comedy, yes, they crack me up. I love them. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that so much. I really am grateful to know that, and to know people are enjoying that. That makes it more fun for me too. I had a lot of fun doing the video on the trolls, and it was so funny because literally in the first like 10 seconds of it launching, I had 2 dislikes, and I was like, there's my troll. And the funny thing is, like, literally they won't leave a comment, which bugs me because I just want to be super nice to them and make them laugh. But, you know, whoever it is, I've had a few over time. I figured out who a couple of them were, and said sayonara to them. But someone still doing it. I don't care. Like, if they're coming in and disliking my video, and it means they're watching my video, that's awesome. Just, if you're watching this, if you happen to be in the stream, or if it's somebody else or if it's someone who comes in and sees the stream, just leave a comment and let me know who you are. I don't care. I just think it's funny. Yeah, it's great to see you too, Suzanne. It's really nice to see you. It's really nice to see everybody here. It means a lot to me. And I love your guys' comments and just the discussion. It's great. And it really is fantastic. I enjoy this so much. And please, in the comments after, drop back in, leave your thoughts. Let me know what topics you guys want to talk about. If there's something you really are passionate about or you want to know, and I get several people talking about it, then that's a great topic we can cover. Excuse me, my voice going out a little bit there. Frank says, I'm not an expert by any means, but get to 100 videos as fast as you can. And yeah, that's a really good point too, Frank. There's kind of been a lot of study with that, and it seems to be that once you reach about 100 videos almost, it seems like YouTube starts to put your content in front of more people. I don't know if that makes sense. I know they have a lot of internal measures and variables that they don't let the public know. But I have talked to a number of people before and listened to some bigger YouTubers who've talked about when you get to around 100 videos, YouTube starts to promote you more. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case for me. I'm up to about 85 or 86 videos now. I have a new video coming next week, of course, as usual. And I'm going to be filming a bunch of batched content soon. I'm going to have some short videos coming because I'm working on a couple of bigger project ideas. So I'm going to have, hopefully, within the next maybe couple months, I should hit my first 100 videos. And that's exciting. I think that's a really amazing accomplishment. So for anyone who's hit that or getting close to that, like, congratulations on sticking it out for that long. It's awesome. Let's see. Alex is asking a question here. He says, if you don't use your channel on your home Wi-Fi and then you play your videos on loop, that probably counts. No, it won't. Anything on your home Wi-Fi, Alex, won't count because YouTube can register your ISP. So it will know, even if you log out and go incognito, it knows. It won't work for you. Amica says, I'm currently not making any videos because of school commitments, so I started doing live streams instead. That's awesome, Amica. I mean, sometimes that happens, right? Life is busy. You have stuff going on. You have school. You have responsibilities. You have lots of things happening, and you can't necessarily get there and do your weekly video. Live streaming is a great substitute for that because you get people in watching. You get a lot of watch time, especially if you're streaming for an hour, hour and a half or longer. You can get a lot of watch time built up. You can get a lot of people coming in, and you get to have discussion. And that's what I love about this, is connecting with each of you guys on a live basis, right? It's really fun. It's really exciting. And I get to connect with people in a way that you don't in your regular video. I mean, it's great to see everybody showing up and leaving awesome comments and replying back to them, but then it's like, that's it. I don't see you until the next week. This is awesome because not only do I get to see you midweek and chat a little, but now I get to have real discussion with you live. And for me, that's super cool. I think that's super fun. Tyler says, once a week is good. I wish I had time to do a bit more. Yeah, and Tyler is a really hardworking guy. He's a full-time teacher, and he's making lots of great content. But like all of us, right? It's like he's got a young family too. Finding the time to balance all that stuff out, it's not easy. So, dude, you have my sympathies because I know. Well, we've had many discussions about it, but we know what it's like. We're always like, man, if I had enough subscribers and made money, we could do this full time. That's the dream, right? Unfortunately, it's a slow build to that. And Amica says, I work full time and study full time and kids. Yeah, we're all in the same. A lot of us are in the same boat. But if you come here each week, this is a chance to get kind of refreshed, reinvigorated for the coming week, connect with each other, and draw inspiration from each other. I mean, all of you in the stream right now have so many qualities and so many things you can offer to others. Words of encouragement, kindness, feedback, thoughts, ideas. Like, that's what this is all about, right? So it's a great way to connect and keep our channels going and growing. Let's see. Frank says, rise above the trolls like a troll bridge. Yep, exactly, Frank. 100%. And just laugh at them. And that's all you could really do. If you just laugh and make fun of yourself, they will go away. 100% guaranteed. Let's see, what other awesome comments and questions do we have in here? Trying to keep up. Hey, Cody, I didn't even see you in the feed there, my friend. Great to see you, dude. Thanks for stopping in, even just for a few minutes. I really appreciate it. Great to see you, and hopefully you heard this comment before you leave. Tyler saying, basically wake up, get kids ready for daycare, go to work, pick kids up, make food, eat, clean, play, then put the kids to bed. And it's like, for me, yeah, like it's up early in the morning, like 6:30, get my son's breakfast ready, have breakfast, I get myself ready, I go to work. I work 8 till 4 here, and then I come home, and then I spend time with my family, and then, we do like evening supper, dinner, whatever. I play with River for a while, and then, we get him to bed, and then and then it's like, okay, it's 8-9 o'clock at night, and now it's time. Now I have my time for a couple hours to work on other stuff, or sometimes I don't feel like working on YouTube stuff, so I work on other projects or other things, or just have free time, right? Like, sometimes that's nice to do too. So yeah. Alex is saying, no, I'm saying if you upload your videos on Starbucks Wi-Fi and don't log in your home Wi-Fi, would it work if you played your videos in your home? If you are on a different Wi-Fi, Alex, and it's a different ISP, you could certainly put your videos on and let them play on a loop for sure. But if you're in your own home, are you saying essentially, like, if you're in your home and you log into, like, say, Starbucks next door into their Wi-Fi, the only way that could work is if it was a different ISP. If it's the same, I don't know, man. That's a hard question. Maybe there's someone more technical than me in the stream who could answer that. But as long as it's a different ISP, it will work. If it's the same ISP, it will not work. Let's see. Lauren is saying computer geek here. If you're on the same essentially kind of what I was just saying. So she's confirming what I just said. Yeah, if you're on the same IP, it won't work. Exactly. Thank you, Lauren, for verifying that. She's saying if you want to cheat yourself, then get a VPN and set them to loop on a different IP. Yeah, you would have to be on a different IP for it to work. And Tyler's saying basically go and grind is so hard now. And yeah, and you're right, dude. Honestly, the grind is real. If you started YouTube, if we'd all started 10 years ago, oh man, it would be so easy. It would be so, we probably all would be at like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But YouTube now, even YouTube with significant changes a few years ago, really the easy days of YouTube were finished about 5 or 6 years ago. It started to get a lot more challenging, and now it is challenging, but because it is challenging, it makes it that much better when you do attain to those achievements and those goals, and you reach those things, right? And Just You, welcome, my friend. So good to see you. Really glad you could make it as well. Thanks so much for coming. Always great to see new people in the stream and have people stopping in when they can and watching. If you're new here, make sure after the stream you go back in, leave comments, questions, topics you want to talk about. I always love hearing from everybody. It's a wonderful thing to connect with everybody and be able to help with questions. Frank is saying, I generally make all my videos on the weekend and schedule them for the week. I also think scheduling allows the algorithm to index my content. And that's a great point too, Frank. Yep. I actually, a lot of times I make my content on a Sunday, when I'm making batch content. And then I have it all ready to go, usually like weeks or sometimes even a month or two ahead. This week's video coming for next Wednesday will be the last of about 8 that I had logged in ready to go for the last 2 months. So I'm going to be making a bunch of new content probably next week. And then I will get 5 or 6 videos in again, and I think that's great. I think you're right, Frank. I think if it's in ahead of time, YouTube can index your content and have it ready to go. I think that could be an advantage for sure, as well as being ready for yourself, right? Like it's great to be able to do that and organize yourself. And Tyler's making a good point here about what he has to sacrifice, right? Like, excuse me. He had to sacrifice being able to play video games to go hard on YouTube. And, it really comes down to your priorities. What's the most important, right? If you've got a family, if you've got full-time work and all that stuff like Tyler does and like I do and like a lot of us do, right? There has to be give and take. You have to have time to spend with your family. You need some time for you. The time you get for you, what do you want to do with it? What's more important? Are you going to work on making really good content? Or are you going to say, nah, it's just kind of a hobby? And this is okay. If you say, it's just a hobby for me. I like doing it and not putting a lot of extra time into it because I like having time to play a game, or I like having time to read a book, or I like to go do sports or hang out with friends or whatever it is, right? It's finding that balance, right? And what you're passionate about and what works for you and your family. And that's a bit of a learning curve, right? When you're starting out with that, it's figuring that stuff out and kind of going from there. And Tyler says I upload at my school and at home. Neither might work for running my videos then. Yeah. And it's hard to say. I mean, I think you have to just kind of test things out and experiment, Alex is saying 2 things we regret: not buying Bitcoin. Oh, man, you and about like a billion other people, man. And not starting YouTube in 2010. Yeah. You want to know something really funny? Secret that not really many people know about me? I actually had a YouTube channel back in about 2007, 2008, and it was a music channel. I used to make DJ music. Now, I'm not telling you it was good music. But I had a number of songs. I knew nothing about YouTube. I literally just made songs and put them on YouTube. And I would get like, I think in the end I got like 2 subscribers. And I had like literally just terrible music. It was embarrassing. But one of my videos kind of went, I guess you could say, viral for me in the day. It got 2,000 views on it, whereas my other videos got about 4 views. So I thought 2,000 views was pretty good. And the funny thing is, I could be monetized. I actually had ads running on my channel at that time, which is just so weird. It's such a strange concept to think about now. But yeah, I regret not having started YouTube a long time ago as well. If I'd started 10 years ago, millions of subscribers. So yeah. And Lauren says, no regrets, learn from what you did and move forward. Quit living in the past. Yeah, that's a good point too, Lauren. Fair enough. Lauren just tells it like it is, which I appreciate. CJ says, the Ball Gamer says, if you start watching a video after logging in and stop or pause the video and then finish viewing it, does it count as 1 view or more than 1 view? Well, if you stop the video, like, and go to another screen and come back, it would be a separate view, CJ. If you just pause it, though, it just carries on from where you were at. So if you were watching a 5-minute video and you pause it at 2.5 minutes, and then you come back 10 minutes later and unpause it, it just carries on as if it was 1 view. But if you paused it at 2.5 and then closed the screen or went to a different channel and then you came back to it, it would be a totally new view at that point. Amica says, well done for your commitment. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. To anyone who's committed, to anyone who sticks with their content, even especially too, like when it is challenging and when you're not getting the views and when you're not seemingly getting a lot of people coming, if you stick with it, like in the long term, it can be so rewarding. Like I know of a live streamer, a gamer, who she literally spent a few years live streaming her games with like almost nobody ever showing up. And she still kept doing it. And now, like, she's grown to like 16 or 17,000 subscribers. She's got dedicated, loyal, hardcore fans, people who are part of her membership. And, she's doing really, really well. I actually saw her in an interview with 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟 from Video Creators. And she's doing really, really well. But she said it was like 3 years of literally nobody coming to her live streams to watch her game. And she didn't stop. She kept going. So commit to it and keep on going. Like, any of you can do it. If any of the people doing it that have grown crazy in the last year or two are doing it, you can do it too. You just got to figure out, those angles and figure out those channels, and then keep on working on it, right? Keep on developing, keep on networking, keep on meeting new people, collabing. There's tons of stuff you can do to grow your channel consistently. And not only am I a resource you can ask, but like, look at all the comments from people in the chat today, the amount of knowledge that all of you contain. Like, it's awesome. It's great to be able to share stuff with each other and help each other out. So I really appreciate that. Let's see what else. We're going to take a few more questions here before the stream wraps up. Let's see. Lauren has an ultimate brainbuster question. Lauren's asking, if I watch your video at 2 times speed, you only get half the watch time, which is correct. What if I watched at 0.5 speed? Would it double the watch time? And you asked me that question, I think, a couple weeks ago, Lauren, and I was like, oh, that's such a good question. And I was looking into it. I couldn't find a definitive answer, but logic would deduce that if you're watching at double speed and you're only getting half the time, like, yeah, if you're watching at a slower speed, it's taking longer. I would assume you would get more watch time. But that being said, like, I think in the end it would come out about the same, because if people are watching it at half speed and you're talking like this, it would just drive them crazy, right? Or, if they were doing that to let your playlist run or something like that, I don't know. It's a really good question. And if anybody comes across a definitive answer online, please let us know. It is a good brain buster. Suzanne says, at myself, have really enjoyed the live stream. At some point, I'm going to have to take that leap. I have to log off, but definitely will join again the next time I see you live. Lots of love. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And we still need to do our collab, Suzanne. So if you're still here, hopefully we can work on something together soon. That'd be great. And if not, send me an email, or I'll send you an email and we'll touch base on that. That's another thing, guys. If you're ever interested in doing a collab with me, let me know. You can find my email address on my About page and send me an email if you want to do a collab together. I've had lots I've done with Tyler. I've had lots I've done with my good pal Lewis. He's not here, unfortunately, today, but Lewis over from Lewis Watson Vlogs, formerly The Outbursts. Lewis is a really cool guy, very, very good friend, and I'm always happy to do collabs with people. Obviously, it has to make sense for both sides, right? And we have to come up with a concept or an idea that will work well for us. But let me know if you have any ideas, anything you want to do, or if you want me to do a clip for a video of yours, or you want to be involved in one of my videos in a funny scene or something, right? Like I'm open to collabing with just about anyone, as long as it makes sense for the channel and for your content and mine, right? Obviously, I'm probably not gonna do a collab where I'm talking about beauty products or something. It doesn't make sense, but thank you so much, Suzanne. Really grateful that you were able to be here for most of the stream. It's awesome. Means a lot. And we're gonna look at a few more comments here, guys, and then we're gonna have to unfortunately wrap things up. It's honestly hard to believe that it's already been an hour and 6 minutes. I feel like it's 5 minutes. That's how awesome. That's how much I enjoy doing this. It really feels like the time just is gone right away. Alex says, I had a Fortnite how-to video that got 4,000 views, and it was because I was learning about the algorithm, and it motivated me to continue watching your content about making better content and thumbnails. Well, first, Alex, congrats, dude. 4,000 views on a video. That's great for a small channel. That's, like, amazing. And, if you had a video like that, what I'd suggest for you is build off of that success. Make more videos in a similar vein, similar topic, similar title, so you can really try and cash in on that. Especially if it is a video that takes off quickly and does that, it's a very good idea at that point to go back in and make another 1 or 2 or 3 videos in a similar fashion, and you'll really get a boost on those other videos because of that initial boost on that video. So congrats, dude. And yeah, keep making better content, keep improving your thumbnails and your title. And that's something a lot of people overlook. The title with the thumbnail can paint a story that you don't even have to have a title that's necessarily searchable if it goes with a thumbnail that piques people's minds. If they're like, oh, that looks so interesting, I need to watch that. Oh, the title is so mysterious. Titles and thumbnails go together really well, and you can create mystery and really draw people in that way. So that's awesome, dude. And thank you, Frank. Frank said, I respect him because he's sticking with it in a pretty tough niche. And that's the thing, like I've said before, like I chose the worst niche to go into. I was really inspired by some of my favorite content creators at the time, and I loved it, and I thought I'm passionate about it. I did a whole ton of the Creator Academy courses, and I thought, I can do this. I think I can be a good content creator. But I chose the worst niche to go into. There's giants in this field that just crush everyone new who comes in here. Daryl Eves and Roberto Blake and Nick Nimmin and Brian G and, and Owen Video. And I mean, they don't purposely crush people, but they're such giants in this niche already. And Sean Cannell, like it's such a tough niche to get into. But thank you, Frank. I really appreciate that so much. And it is. I'm trying my best to stick with it. I care about everybody. Who knows? Maybe one day, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, I'll wake up one day and all of a sudden one of my videos has gone crazy viral, and all of a sudden, my channel finally takes off and blows up. If not, like I have some other ideas about some other channels. I'm very interested in making a comedy channel as well. I have a lot of really funny ideas already written and scripted out. It's just finding the time. Like honestly, it's hard. um, and let's see, a few more comments before we wrap things up here, guys. I just have too much fun answering and looking at your comments. Let's see, what else do we have here? Frank's asking to do collabs. That's a great idea, one on lifelong learning. That's a really good idea. Alex is suggesting taking a look at Nelk Boys. They've been grinding for years in the pranking side of YouTube, even though they are demonetized, but they make their money from merch and they're popping off. And that's a really good point too. Like something a lot of us think like, oh, we can only make money if we're monetized. Like, no, like you can actually make money long before you're monetized. Or even if your channel is monetized, but it's still really small. One example of that is my good friend Jamie Lynn. Her channel, I mean, she's got just over 4,000 subscribers, and she has months where, guys, where she's making sometimes into the thousands of dollars because she is doing affiliate links and affiliate selling. And she has months where she's making $1,000 or $2,000 from her videos she's put out, like a kit or a box or something, and people are going through her link and purchasing. And it's like, dude, that's amazing. You can sell merch. You can sell you can even sell merchandise for free these days. You can set up free pages on so many different sites that they take care of all the inventory. You just literally design everything, put your photos on things, and you can make money from them selling stuff. You can, and I'm actually going to be working on that at some point soon too. I have some ideas for some shirts and hats and mugs and content, and not content, merchandise like that. But there's so much you can do, like, you know, and monetization, you know, it's a tiny piece of the puzzle. So thanks for suggesting that, Alex. That's a great suggestion. And Lauren says, you know, there's the growth mindset is best, and I agree. Like, you have to be focused on the right things, right? You guys are making great points. CJ saying, Tim, the other night I dreamt that one of my videos blew up and had 500 views. Dude, I hope that happens for you. That would be awesome. You know, even 500 views on such a small channel, like it's an amazing feeling when you have that, right? I've had some videos now. My best video now has just over 10,000 views, but it didn't happen on day one. It's been out for almost 2 years, and it's just ticks away every day. Gets like 10, 20 views, 10, 20 views, 10, 20 views. Here it is, just past 10,000 views. So it can happen for you too, man. Amica says, it's an honor to be here. Thank you, Amica. I really appreciate your time as well. And for everybody who's here in the stream, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you giving up an hour and a quarter to come and hang out on a Sunday. I'm sure sometimes people have other things to do, other important things. So thank you as well. Like, from the bottom of my heart, it means a ton to me that you guys take your time, and I love each and every one of you so much. It really is, you know, I really consider myself very blessed to have such an amazing audience, small but close-knit audience members, and I really appreciate your time too. Thank you. And thank you also for saying I'm unique and more relatable. I really, one thing when I started my channel, I always wanted to be was relatable. I always wanted people to know that I'm, you know, I've met a lot of small YouTubers who put themselves on a pedestal. They almost act like they're a celebrity, and I cannot stand that mindset. It drives me crazy when it's like you got to book time to talk to somebody all the time. You can't even just, you know, shoot the breeze and have a chit chat because, nope, I've got to fit you into my schedule. And I don't like that. That's not kind of the way I operate. If you ever want to just chat or shoot me an email or chit chat, like, I'm on Instagram. I talk to Tyler on there all the time. I talk to CJ on there all the time. Join on Instagram. Come and join the Facebook group. Make your mark if you're not in there yet. And, you know, invite your friends to that group too, other content creators. We're trying to really grow that and continue to learn. So thank you so much for the kind comments too. I really appreciate that. And Amica, thank you. That's very kind of you. And thank you, Frank, as well. I think there's a massive opportunity as well. It's slow going, but like that's okay. I mean, I'm not just, because I have the right mindset and the right expectation with it. I'm not like stressed out about any of it. I'm like, if it takes me 2 years or 3 years or 5 more years for my channel to start to really take off, so be it. That's fine with me, because in the meantime, I get to have an awesome time doing content I enjoy and hanging out with amazing people like yourselves. And yeah, I love seeing your guys' comments with each other and everything. It's great. Frank, I could see it. Tim Rose with X-Ray Specs. See the opportunities of YouTube with him. You know what? That's one thing that's so exciting too, is there's so many avenues that you can go on YouTube. And like when I started my channel, I mean, I've always been someone who loved humor, and I've always been someone all my whole life. People always laughed at things I would say and do. I'm not a comedian, but I think I can be pretty funny. And I never expected that the comedy side of me would come out as much in the videos. Early on, I was kind of more stiff and serious because I was learning, right? I was growing. I was becoming more confident. And early on, I thought, oh no, like I can't really do a lot of humor. I did a few blooper reels at the end and stuff. And then I was like, oh, the editing was terrible on it. And, but then like, I started to get more and more confident and comfortable, and the funny stuff started coming out. And then I'm like, man, like I love the comedy aspect. I love the satire. I think satire is such a fun genre of comedy, sarcasm and just being witty, right? And the looks in the camera. One of the things that I loved about The Office, in the UK version of The Office, the original one with Ricky Gervais, is he used to just be like doing something, and then he kind of just do like this little look into the camera and go back. And that stuff just is hilarious to me, because it's like there's these subtle implications. So, I really love that stuff. So thank you guys for the very kind and wonderful comments. And CJ saying, imagine if I became a meme. If you want to make me into a meme, go for it. That would be great. Especially if it went viral. I would love that. Hey Cody, welcome back, dude. You got back just in time for the end, because we're just kind of wrapping things up here. Thank you to everybody who came. I really appreciate it. And I'll answer Cody's question just because he came back right at the end there. He said, Tim, do you think it is a good idea to do the #shorts videos? Yeah, absolutely, Cody. There's nothing wrong with doing the shorts videos. I had about 6 in a row I did there not long back. I wanted to test it out. I wanted to see, does it work? I wanted to see, is this something that could benefit my channel? Now, they've done fine. Most of them, I think, are at about 150 to 200 views on them, just kind of like my regular videos. And none of them have taken off in the sense of going out to thousands of views or anything like that. But I'm experimenting with it, and I'm seeing, like, is there that potential, right? I've learned a lot since I did them as well. I've learned a lot about shorts videos since then. So I'm going to be having more shorts videos coming soon as well, but you're going to see some changes in them, and you're going to see kind of what I'm doing. I'm testing and experimenting. And that's one thing I've always done on this channel a lot, is a lot of testing, a lot of experimenting, so that then I can tell you guys what's working for me. And we're going to dive a lot more into a lot of those topics as time goes on, and we're going to figure out a lot more of that as we kind of go. So yeah, Frank says Tim Rose the Troll Slayer. Yeah, it's so funny. I was gonna introduce myself in the stream as Tim the Troll Man. Home Improvement was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid, and of course with Tim, everyone for years, all the way through school, called me Tim the Tool Man, and then I was like, Tim the Troll Man. That's a good nickname. And CJ says trolling the trolls. Yeah, absolutely. I should make a video on how to troll trolls. That would be funny. Maybe just be me laughing for 2 minutes straight. I could get Lewis involved in that, because Lewis has a great, like, maniacal, crazy laugh and look too. But yeah, Cody, 100%. test out the shorts videos, my friend. Make sure you put hashtag shorts in the title and somewhere in the description. And I'll give you a little tidbit, a little tip. YouTube highly, highly recommends that shorts videos are 15 seconds long. That's right in the creator course. So given that they're recommending 15 seconds, the ones I made were all like literally 59 or 60 seconds because I was trying to pack as much as I could into 1 minute. But the highest benefit, the best benefit seems to be 15 to 20 seconds, but YouTube recommends 15 seconds. And I was looking at a lot of people who've been doing like 15, 18, 20 seconds, and a lot of their videos are taking off for them. So I'm going to actually be testing that theory out. I'm going to make, like, honestly, probably about 10 shorts videos coming up soon. They're all going to be like funny little clips and blurbs, 15 seconds long at most. And I'm going to see what happens. We're going to experiment with it. So yeah, definitely, Cody, I would say go for it, man, and try it and see, does it work for you? And who knows? Like, I've seen people who are making videos, the shorts videos, and their videos are going crazy viral. They're getting like 50, 100,000 views and 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 new subscribers. That's all it takes for your channel to have tons of new life and really start to steamroll and take off. So absolutely go for it and experiment with it, my friend. Frank said, I did an experiment. It failed. I'll try again. I did 52 shorts and deleted them after 22 ran. So Frank tried it. He tried a whole whack load. None of them really quite worked. Maybe, Frank, you're going to go back in and you're going to retry and retry those videos in a different way, maybe from a slightly different angle, and test it out and see, does that work as well. Lauren, Tim the Troll Man. Yep. I should be Tim the Troll Man trainer. Oh man, you guys are hilarious. And thank you so much for all the awesome laughs, the fun. Next week, we're going to be back with another live stream. I'm going to be streaming. The plan is every Sunday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to get used to that time. If you have other people you know, other friends, other family, other content creators, please let them know. Please invite them. Share the social media links for my videos and for the live streams. Let's get as many people in here as we can. Let's see if we can, we've had about 10 to 12 the first few weeks. Let's see if we can get that up to 15 to 20 and then maybe 20 to 30 and keep on building and growing and supporting each other in that way. So thank you guys. I am so grateful. I can't believe it's been an hour and 21 minutes. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Really looking forward to seeing you in this coming week's video. Wednesday's video is going to be a really funny one as well. And I can't wait for you to see it. I just wanted to give a special little quick shout out to Tyler, because I'm not sure if all of you know, but he edited my video this past week. And the amount of comments from people on the editing was very inspiring. So I've been giving Tyler credit because he did such an amazing job editing the video. And he helped me a lot on the side. We talked a lot. And the video coming this week, I edited myself, but in a very similar style to the way he'd done it previously. I learned some new stuff, some new techniques. And I'm going to be making a lot of my videos in this new format. They're going to be really punchy, really energetic, really fun. They're going to be really exciting and comedic, really fun stuff, but with really great tips for everybody as well. So that's kind of my plan going forward. If you like the editing, please keep dropping in the comments. Let me know what you're liking, and maybe areas that could be tweaked a little, or things that you think could be a little better, because I'm always trying to grow and improve my content too. So thank you so much, guys. Many blessings to all of you, and super pumped to see you on Wednesday and next week, Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Atlantic time here again. Hopefully I'll see all of you here again, and we'll chat soon, guys. Thanks so much.